Hello, I'm Jay Barino, and welcome to the finale of Dawn of War Soulstorm and the entirety of Dawn of War 1. This is the last expansion, and we have made it through all of it. We'll do a little roundup at the end of this video, as we usually do at the end of a series, because I got a lot to say about Soulstorm and just Dawn of War in general. I'm having a good time, but of course there's some stuff to discuss, both good and bad. You know, it's 2023. It's been a long time since this game released. Anyway, we did defeat Chaos last time. Pretty difficult, I'd say. Let's go ahead and get our last piece of war gear. Ba-boom, she is now on fire. Look at how many kills. We got 1,000 kills in the last stronghold alone. We lost a lot of our honor guard, but that's fine. I'll buy it on our next, on our actual attack screen. So what I'm going to do, similar to last episode, is I'm going to go ahead and cut the video until I'm ready to just attack the Dark Eldar homeworld. I expect they'll attack me a couple times, and I'm going to take these two provinces. Neither of them are taken hold. Thankfully, we're done with that. But I'm just going to force their honor guard back to their home base. And it's possible, once they're there, they might actually attack through the flippin' ancient gate for once. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just make my way there, because these missions, there's two enemy bases. I rush them with my deep strike and honor guard and end the mission in approximately 8 to 9 minutes tops. It's not that thrilling. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so it all comes down to this. I did have to defend against them, which means their honor guard continues to be depleted. They've got some jet bikes. Uh-oh, look out. Don't know what this one's going to be. It is the last one, so I really don't mind taking my time. I do feel like I rushed Chaos quite a bit last time. That's also because I had one offensive province that got put at the beginning of the video. So this time, let's just be cool about it. Sister Selena Agna looking excellent. Her honor guard is completely up to snuff. We have every bonus except what we're about to get. There's going to be 2 empty spoils of war here. It makes me feel like there's supposed to be a resource percentage bonus, like 1 per planet. So I don't understand where the other 2 are, or I guess there's just 2 blanks, which is a little irritating. War gear, 100%. You'd love to see it. She is on fire. Okay, so let's attack. It's the last stronghold. Honor guard is 100% here. We build our forward base because we got plenty of requisition to do it. And what I don't know is, once this is over, I'll make the save right before the end, but I don't know if it's going to crash because we don't go back to the world map. It's going to send us somewhere else, and I'm disappointed that we might have to, like, sit through the credits and all that in the lower resolution. But I guess in the grand scheme, it's not that big of a deal. I suspect that is what's going to happen, though, because yeah, we'll see. Okay. Let's go.
The Dark Eldar little feared an attack on their base of operations, situated as it was on the dark side of the moon, well within the reaches of the warp storm of Kaura-Vafor. The 7th ancient gate lay on that moon, but the Dark Eldar, knowing its technology well, had fixed it to work only for them when they had arrived there. The effect of this hubris and the general anarchic nature of Archon Tarald's soldiers resulted in a sprawling makeshift reproduction of Komorah, the Dark Eldar home city. Surrounding the major war camp lay smaller camps, surrounded by miles of torture ground, a sort of cage garden of the homunculus Grumanael's making. Rich with plunder, enslaved scraps and goods, this area had grown and sprawled. Meanwhile, the center grew dense with powerful Dark Eldar, and the legendary Asdrubael Vecht, leader of Taril's Blackheart Cabal, was said to oversee the war preparations there. To say the Dark Eldar were unprepared for an attack would not be quite accurate. The Dark Eldar are ever ready for battle. It is a sport and a passion to their kind, and there is no such thing as catching them off their guard. Nonetheless, the miles of torture gardens were poorly attended at best, and full of prisoners, many still capable of turning against their captors. For an attacker, there was a faint glimmer of hope.
Interesting. Interesting. We can rescue some folks.
We are fresh from the fight. We have shed blood. Death, terror, and anguish sang sweetly in our ears.
But Lord Terry, have you taken prizes?
Do you doubt me, Grumenea? Many prisoners were taken. We have our tribute to Komara, and many left over for our slave chambers and your torture grounds.
Come, Archon! Come to my torture grounds. We win and lose. But always richer. Richer with slaves and spoils.
Indeed, we shall be well respected and rewarded when we return to Komara.
When we return, if we return. Return the victors. Return the vanquished. My grounds, where screams are flowers and pain their fragrance. Fine nest we have. High upon the cliff, hard to see. Hard still to reach. Will they reach this nest? Will they take away my garden?
Are you questioning my right to lead? My inevitable victory? I am the deadly shadow and the bird of prey. I am the poisoned dagger that brings swift death. These crude and foolish armies know nothing of strategy. If they see a wall, they attack it. If they see an army, they charge at it. They will be too busy with each other to notice us. Or if they do, it will be too late. Worry not. And it is of no matter, we keep a keen watch. If an army approached, surely we would see it coming. Then, we would tear it to pieces.
So Dark Eldar seem very morale-focused, anti-morale focused.
Hearken to my words. This prisoner camp holds many of our comrades. We shall march forward and liberate them wherever we find them bound. See? One cage lies nearly within reach. It is a sign.
Inspire me.
Okay, let's free the builder units and rescue the caged soldiers. Oh, they're all over the place. Oh my gosh. Well, obviously we want to get to the builder units, but if we can destroy all these little bases, then we'll be free from anything attacking us from behind us, which I quite like the sound of. We have no income right now, but I do think we get Meltaguns straight up. We upgrade our Seraphim, not our Seraphim squads, these squads. Let's get the Confessor onto this group. I also have a Death Cult Assassin, which is kind of silly, but that's okay. Okay, and then let's grab... I have even another missionary here, too. Get added? Okay, I'm happy with this. And if we just push towards here, we'll get reinforcements. We also have an immolator. We have a single builder. Okay, the Seraphim squads, I don't think we really need traveling with us. Let's go.
Come, sisters! You are freed!
It's a full flippin' group. We're gonna get a huge army before this is over. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Oh, the Emperor a debt of... We have not eluded detection, sisters. Very well. We shall fight.
Was I supposed to be able to elude detection? We're just gonna roll in here and absolutely waste these dudes. All right, we have a vehicle here. It's just gonna absolutely roast them. And I think we got some requisition for destroying that too. So we can reinforce these squads. That's cool. Yo, get added. Yeah, you know what? Let's get heavy bolters in this group. They started with a veteran superior, too. Oh my gosh. More units, and then this group back here.
Sworn to the secrets of the Death Cult.
I haven't really effectively used the Death Cult in my other missions. It seems like you can get them in to kill an enemy hero. They're not bad, but it's difficult to get them into that position to do that. Yeah, like there's enemy bases. I'm going to destroy these along the way for sure. We cap these. not only do we free our army units, but we also cap the stuff. Keep going. We're going to have a massive army before the end of this. And then we can just roll right into the end area. There's 3 relics in the back, which is interesting. So it seems like Dark Eldar focus very heavily on reducing your morale, which makes sense. They're basically pirates that capture you and then they torture you forever. Because like the normal Eldar, they have like these crystal things that capture their souls. So they can put them back in the craft world when they die. Basically, the Eldar all just don't want to. They don't want to die, because if they die, then their soul gets fed to the Chaos God that they accidentally gave birth to long ago, Slaanesh. The Dark Eldar's way around that is they, let's see what we're going to get. A missionary. They just, like, torture people, and, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And we get requisition for it, too. They just torture people, and they, like, feed off of the emotions that come from that. And that, like, stops them from being devoured by Slaanesh. I don't know the specifics. Someone, I'm sure, will write a little essay about it. I would appreciate that. But basically, that's every Eldar's goal, dark or regular. They're just trying to avoid getting eaten. Their soul, like, devoured when they die. This feels like a fitting end to the campaign. Like, this Stronghold's kind of like nestled off in the middle at like the very back of the map. Similar to like if we played as Dark Eldar, then we would have had to fight Sisters of Battle and such. I'm going to break this open and maybe cut over here. Like, I want to get all of this stuff. Oh, Immolator, though. Honestly, the Immolator's not that good, so it's... I mean, it's good, but it's not that good, so if it dies, it's not that big of a deal. You know what? We can repair it. We've got plenty of requisition. I like how I can build minefields. Like, of all things. You know what? I actually think we just get a multi-melta on this thing. Ooh! Oh my gosh. It's huge. So I'm going to head over here and we can destroy the potential base back here and then cap it. So that we'll get even more income. I sent a worker up to just steadily repair this dude. My Priora squads, I mean, I could get flamethrowers on them. That would be okay. I don't think so. We'll just wait till we can get heavy bolters. Look out. Oh, okay. Well, there goes that. We'll keep the worker alive, I suppose. We'll get more once we can finally set up a base, assuming we will set up a base. Yes, you're right. Unbelievers must die.
There are 2 camps of the enemy near to here. They are well defended, and with our current strength, I do not think that we could take them. We command dread and
You don't think we can take them at our current strength, lady? Who do you think you are? Yeah, you know what? Give me some flamers. Did you hear this lady say that at our current strength we couldn't take them? Watch this. I didn't even have to look to know that we absolutely could kill them. And then there won't be any enemies behind us when we finally set up our actual base. At our current strength. Oh. I don't know what that is. Talos? That's exciting. Let's make sure we get our anti-vehicle fighting on that. Heavy vehicle, strong melee attack. It is now deceased, so don't even worry about it. You know what? I guess go ahead and turn on your little Rosarius here. We're taking a lot of heat. At our current strength, I don't think we can handle them. We have to be careful that we don't lose our hero, though. Like, legit, because we can't replace her. Little doggies. These shock unit effective at melee. Okay, focus. I like these skiffs. Again, like the theme of Dark Eldar is really cool to me. I like it. We're gonna run. Wait. Did I lose all my Firewing squads? Or are they hidden in here? I'm hitting the hotkey. Yeah, I guess they must have gotten caught out in the back when I wasn't looking. And I was just mostly concerned with what was going on here. Let's cap these. We're at our current strength. We might not. They didn't even say we might not. They said we won't be able to handle them. Oh, what a time to be alive, you know? Okay, that's their base. It's going down. We're covered by our flamers right now. How are all these ladies' squads doing? They're great. They're living the dream. So, I don't know if we were supposed to get an objective to destroy these, but they will be gone. And we'll have some requisition coming in. Now, I can't build... Oh, no, I can build listening posts. Oh, okay. Okay, now we turn around and we head up here.
Sworn ever to your service whenever.
I like how when he says sworn ever to your service when at peace or when at war, as if we've never been at war. The idea that they even understand the concept of peace in their vernacular at all doesn't even make sense. Hey, do you remember when they said that we weren't strong enough to destroy those? Even if we didn't have Honor Guard, I feel like we would have been fine. Oh, okay. We would have only had one Celestial squad, but... Oh, yeah, we need that faith, though. We need the faith income. Yeah. Next, we're going to go... Let's go up here. And we're going to cut across, destroy that, and then go for this base. Maybe we want to grab that since we're right here. Yeah, because I don't see an opportunity to really come back this way. I mean, there's always an opportunity. It's just like in terms of time. Okay. Cool.
I humbly await.
I wonder if they'll actually attack these. I mean, they'll be upgraded turrets, so they're not even defending their slave cages. Ah! Why are they always doing this? You guys back up. You don't have to back up. Just go invulnerable, please. Hello? Okay, there we go. Now we can start getting some acts of faith going. We're gonna back these up. Don't worry, we got our flamers coming in to support us. There it is. God, Celestian squads are so flippin' good! It'd be cool if they had like a penitent engine in one of these. Like that's the prisoner.
Our numbers are increased.
Okay.
We grow ready for our ultimate goal.
Cool. Next we cut across the middle.
Inspire me.
I mean, a lot of these squads have missionaries on them, which is great. This one, we can't get Emperor's touch yet until we get these other things capped. Okay, we go down the middle, grab all this stuff, destroy that base, and then come up here, get the last set of prisoners. Then we destroy this base, which is the actual one where we'll make our own base.
I serve.
And we're cooking with gas. Is that Selena in the front? Yep, and she is on fire. She's ready to just light them up. That Repentia squad's still alive, too. The Confessor's health is not looking good. Preferably we keep him alive, but it's not necessary. Ooh! Oh, baby. Confessor, you're gonna get added to that squad. I mean, we won't have any vehicles, but at this rate, once we destroy that middle base, we just, like, go straight for the win. I probably won't actually do that, because, like, who knows what's actually going to happen. We probably do want to build our vehicles, try and capture a relic, do the usual stuff. But the nice thing is we know for a fact that they will not be attacking us from behind us.
Witchcraft, heresy, and mutation.
All of our squads are up to snuff. Vroom, vroom. And we get we're going to have 4 relatively free holy icons. That's a pretty big deal. Okay, that shouldn't have anything in it. Here we go. I'm trying to read what these are, but they're already dead, so don't worry about it. Go ahead, go ahead. Again, we can heal our squads, but, like, I'd rather just use my offensive... Like, Purifying Light is probably the most effective use of our stuff. We gotta move in with our anti-armor squads, please, and get rid of some of these big turrets. And the wacky little raider skiffs. Just the way they, like, Tokyo drift in. They're very appealing to me. We're also going to have a huge amount of stockpiled requisition after all this. Look at this poor Repentia squad mistress. She doesn't know what's going on here. Good work. The Emperor has inspired me, believe you me. I'm inspired. Cool. Normal squads, you can cap these. Elite Repentia squad, you can cap these. Move on in. At our current strength, there's no way we could stand a chance against the Dark Eldar. Ooh la la.
I submit.
Okay, come on up, Builder. We'll get these capped. I've seen these patrolling squads, but they're not really doing anything. Hellion squads. Quick skirmisher, effective at melee. Will get instantly killed. That should just be in their tooltip. Dude, we have 3 upgraded Celestian squads. I mean, 2 of them we started with, to be fair, but... Okay, let's move these groups over. Start wiping this out, start wiping this out. And we are capped. Boom, and... Oh, darn. Ooh, look at this squad. They took some heat. Yeah, they almost died. Okay, this is going to be fine. Just make her invulnerable again. And I think we just blast him. Blast him, Confessor? Yeah. You know, we can combine that with... well, we don't have enough faith. Never mind. Not enough faith. We'll have a higher faith cap here soon, and the more leaders that we get, the more faith generation we'll have. And we're about to get more free units. Dude, we got a free Repentia squad from one of these things. It's insane. It's cracked. Oh. Well, there's some more faith generation. The fact that they start with leaders is really good, especially as Sisters of Battle, because again, they generate faith for us. Yeah, and these four listening posts back here are like completely safe.
We command dread and awe.
All right, let's go and hit the normal base. This should go down really, really easy, easier than the other 2 bases. I think these were supposed to be unassailable because they had a large, essentially, tank in them. Right, the equivalent of a Dark Eldar tank. Now we just have to deal with some light skirmishers. Ha! Let's just get rid of these turrets on the listening posts early. Our flamers can handle the normal infantry. There we go. Here, just go ahead and start capping that.
I humbly await.
And then our ecclesiastical servitor, you've done the Lord's work, buddy. You really have. He's done great. He's done a great job. I don't even need to use their abilities. They're fine. Must die! I love the voice, just the general voice acting in these campaigns. All of them are just really well done. I agree, you know, that the fact that they took the banter between the two different commanders in each Stronghold mission is a bummer. I would have liked to have seen that remain, but, you know, c'est la vie. Cap that. The fact that I lost all my other honor guard is a bit of a bummer. I don't know what happened. They must have just gotten caught out, and they don't have much defense.
Servitors! We must erect a forward camp with speed.
Okay, we'll get this set up. Maybe we'll get even more prisoners from these. Oh, they're gonna actually make me have to build it this time. That's too bad. Maybe once we build it, we'll, I'm hopeful that once we build it, we'll get, good work, cap that. We'll get all of our pre-placed honor guard buildings. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just get this set up. Which way can they attack us from? Either way, really.
We command dread and awe.
Let's go ahead and keep pushing. Chirp, chirp.
Discipline and devotion never falter.
Okay, let's use this group. When you're done with that, help with the main base. Praise be the Emperor for giving us this point. Oh yeah, we're finding enemy bases. We're just gonna keep clearing. I don't want them coming up behind me. Alright, that's just about done. I guess the one builder unit that we had wasn't like properly trained or something to build the actual structure that we needed to build. Yeah, we're coming into this with more than enough anti-armor. It's no problem. We take out these Talos. They're a little spooky, but it's okay. Cool, that's done. There it is.
By way of the torture gardens. How was this? I don't know, Archon. They killed the guards. They amassed a force and will soon have a war camp established. I see. I will inform Lord Vect. Have the soul cages readied. They shall taste the full fury of our powers. Lord Vect is here.
Not the soul cages.
Yes, now go. The soul cages.
We're getting pinged about... Oh, well, there's a soul cage. Goodbye. Stop corrosion power. Stop Soulstorm power. Stop Screams of the Damned. Stop piercing vision. So this is... I think these are... I think these are global powers that they get. I mean, not for long. We're gonna just bomb through them really fast. Tap through and check these squads. They're all looking good. We do have to make sure that we don't die. And...
One of our soul cages destroyed. They will pay. They have been allowed to get far too close to us. Use all the powers of our soul cages against them.
Thou shalt not.
Command it.
I shall.
Yes, Lord Vect. It is better to use those souls and annihilate these upstarts. Then go and see to it that you will not fail.
And we go. And then we'll get our Holy Reliquary. And we can make all these tier 2 now. Oh, yeah. And then let's go ahead and upgrade our power.
I humbly await orders.
We're getting crazy. We're getting everything just straight away. Need more generators. Don't speak to me about more generators. Oh, yeah. Well, let's go for this relic. I like how that one guy was like, oh, they're going to be busy fighting each other. What do you mean? What other... Who else is there for us to be fighting? Okay, Manufactorum's looking good. Faith Generation's looking good. We want to start our Ecclesiarchal Cathedral here soon. Okay, cool. Let's go for this. And then single Battle Sister Squad, go ahead and cap this.
Emperor, inspire me. I am a servant.
Okay, I'm going to change my hotkeys here as well.
Daughters of the Emperor!
How do we get... I guess this is how we have to go all the way up and around, huh?
Thou shalt not.
I have a huge army. I'm just going to keep going. Like, why would I not just keep going? It's crazy. Okay, tier 3 immediately. So again, we're already pretty far into this. We need the Ecclesiarchal Cathedral for sure. Heavy weapon increase. And then blessed armor. We just gotta focus down their armor. Oh wow, we lost a lot of our leaders, interestingly enough. This seems like some sort of... Yeah, they have these global abilities, and I don't know what they all do, but they don't seem great for me. I mean, good luck. And we want to get our Penitent engines up here soon, once we get our Cathedral. I guess repair this, and... Who is proved unworthy? I should probably be paying attention to the actual fights going on here. Oh yeah, we can increase our health now. Wait, what? Did we just win?
If he had died, I should have taken his place. Now I must flee.
Did we actually just win? I thought that we were attacking one of the global power areas. Really? Okay, well the game is crashing. I mean, I'm gonna have to replay a good portion of that, but that's not what I expected. I did save partway through the mission at least. All right, I'll be back and we'll watch the epilogue and all that good stuff. Okay, now we're finishing the mission again. I didn't realize that was the end. We had to destroy that dais of destruction. It was just a big barge. I thought it would be a building. So this guy escaped. One of them tries to escape. He makes it through the webway. The rest of them are wiped out. Got it. Let's watch the end of the game.
What the Canoness Selena Agna found in the Dark Eldar moon base confirmed every suspicion she had harbored regarding these debased aliens. Such a vile race must be cut out, like a tumor, wherever it manifested. It required all her faith to look upon the atrocities and depravities she found in that place and not go mad. The chaotic powers that twisted the nature of the Dark Eldar made them remarkably strong, but not as strong as the Sisters of Battle, who smote, purged, and pulverized every vestige of taint they found on the moon of Lacune. All that dark iniquity was consumed in flame, and the valiant Sisters of Battle did not rest until the ground beneath them was thoroughly cleansed and sanctified.
Oh boy, we got Ancient Gate rating just in time. Go ahead.
On arriving in the Kaurava system, Confessor Terganum March had remarked to Canoness Selena Agna that he would not be surprised if the place were so corrupt that it all must be put to the torch. In retrospect, these words seemed prophetic. Everywhere they looked, the Sisters of Battle found only weakness, heresy, and abomination. Chaos had nearly devoured the entire system, beginning with the 4th planet. Added to this was the Warp Storm, which had vanished shortly after the defeat. It hardly seemed likely that any Imperial Guard or Space Marines could have avoided corruption in such circumstances. Although tragic, it was necessary to perform a field inquisition and purge every one of them. When the Sisters of Battle had finished their cleansing, the star system was officially dedicated to their order. Relics of their great victories during the Kaurava conflict were placed in the founding of 6 great ecclesiarchal cities, each devoted to one of the orders militant of the Sisterhood. Pilgrims journeyed from across the galaxy to these retreats, and many millions of sisters gathered there for prayer and preparation in the bastion of Holy Kaurava.
A fitting end. You'll love to see it. Oh yeah, and then this is like super loud because this is the original Dawn of War. Anyway, I'll talk over it, but again, I might be quiet compared to it. I really enjoyed Dawn of War 1. You know, it's a shame the first game is only Space Marines. Then there wasn't like an Orc or Eldar campaign. Winter Assault, I think a lot of people hold in high regard. Oh my gosh, he's gonna scream, the legendary scream. We have to hear it. Go ahead. That's a classic. Winter Assaults in retrospect, like, I like the design of the missions, but the income bug when you switch factions just completely ruined it for me, I feel like. It was like, there's what, 5 missions? And like, I'm sorry, there's 10 total missions, and I would say 5 at least, or it would be 4 or 6. It was either 4 or 6. When you swapped factions, it screwed up your income, where like it reduced income rate by like 90% or something insane. I looked for a fix, and you know, I got people on YouTube who were commenting that it was like, oh, it's supposed to be that way. No, it's not. It's very obviously broken. Again, which is a shame. I think a lot of people like Winter Assault. It feels like those missions were like more modern in terms of their design, but it's just too bad that there's just such a fundamental problem with them. Dark Crusade I quite liked. I know a lot of people, they think that Soulstorm was like a direct downgrade to Dark Crusade, and I can see that from a number of reasons. Number one, you don't have the commander banter when you fight strongholds. There's less emergent gameplay, if you will, on the world map. And when I say emergent gameplay, what that means is when you just sort of let loose a bunch of systems into your game, and then just stuff sort of happens. It's not all planned for to happen, but it just sort of happens. The Dark Crusade world map functions in a way such that any faction can just take control of any other area and just sort of sweep the map, and then it's like you versus one major opponent. Whereas in Soulstorm, they're confined to their own planets and very rarely, if at all, will ever try and go through the ancient gates. So instead, when you go to a planet, you're definitely going to fight those strongholds and those armies that are on that planet. Very rarely are you going to like have a nemesis pop up, you know? Whereas Dark Crusade, by the end, generally you might have like a nemesis. It's you versus 1 or 2 other factions that have grown strong. Whereas in in Soulstorm, again, that's not really the case anymore. The flying units, I don't even care about. I barely built them, and I don't think matter at all. They're janky, but I just don't think that factors into my opinion of Soulstorm at all. Otherwise, like I actually like what Soulstorm did with the strategy layer. In that requisition, at least for the first maybe 2/3 of the game, actually matters. In Dark Crusade, generally, you just maxed out your Honor Guard and you never really needed to worry about requisition at all. You'd always have enough to do anything you ever needed. Also, there were bonuses that were way too strong. Fury, being able to attack twice in one turn, was way, way, way too good. And then the spaceport that lets you attack any specific location without needing to move your army, way, way, way too good. And you can see in Soulstorm, they really tapered those back. And the faction bonuses, the Sisters of Battle one arguably is the best one, and then the Space Marine one is definitely second best. The Orc one just saves you on planetary requisition, so does Necron. Like, all of that stuff was good, but not insanely good, like those random region bonuses from Dark Crusade. So I think Dark Crusade has a lot of issues as well. A lot of people, again, look at Soulstorm and they're like, oh, it's a direct downgrade. It's a direct downgrade to me because of the crashing. What a flippin' nightmare. It's just a shame. Like, if I try to pop this back to 1080, let's see if it crashes. Usually it actually does flip back for me, which is handy. But if I tried to load the campaign now after changing my resolution back, it would crash. The crashes are just ridiculous. I don't know how anybody plays this right now and thinks that it's playable at all. I wasted so much extra time playing this because of times when, like, the saving didn't work out. I'm like, oh, you can't save when they start talking when they defeat because that counts as a cutscene. Like, just so many stupid little things. And then in these last two videos, it actually crashed a bunch of times in non-Stronghold missions. I actually thought that the Stronghold missions in Soulstorm were better than the ones in Dark Crusade. Dark Crusade, again, has that banter, which is fun, and I actually think that it seems like a small issue, but it actually adds a lot of personality to Dark Crusade, so I like that. But the actual design of the Strongholds here, I quite liked, because they all had something to do at all times. A lot of people don't like that pressure. They want to macro up. I get it. That's fine. I think it's just two opposing ways to enjoy the genre. I think the Strongholds here took about as long as the ones in Dark Crusade, but the ones in Dark Crusade to me felt like a slog, whereas here, even though it actually took the same amount of time, they didn't feel as long. I was always doing something. I always had the ability to be doing something, and I appreciated that. I think Tau Stronghold was the hardest one, probably followed by Chaos and then Space Marines. All the other ones weren't really noteworthy, and they felt pretty easy, but they were still fun. Yeah, like Eldar Necrons, Imperial Guard, all pretty straightforward. Imperial Guard, I guess, was a little challenging because it was my first one. It's actually kind of difficult to force the enemy to attack you, so if you want to do defense missions, you have to basically force the enemy to do it, and they'll only do it generally when you're right outside their stronghold and they have nowhere else to go except into your province. You know, you could purposefully leave the strongholds alive and then take all the regions, and then the enemy will occasionally attack you here or there, but honestly, you know, a lot of people don't like the fact that persistent buildings were removed. I don't think it matters at all. I think that's actually, of all the complaints to have about Soulstorm, number one should be the crashing. And number two is probably the removal of that emergent gameplay scenarios on the strategy layer. But, like, the removal of persistent buildings, it doesn't matter. Defense maps still take the same amount of time whether you have your entire tech tree built up from the start or not. If you just have units garrisoned, it doesn't matter. And if anything, it makes defense missions more interesting because you actually have to fight them instead of just instantly winning them. If in Dark Crusade, if you just went into every defense mission, you had your whole tech tree, then why even bother playing it at all? Like, you're basically saying, I don't want to play the defense missions, and that just means you don't like the risk style of gameplay. That's my opinion. I think that the Soulstorm method of forcing you to go for the Sisters of Battle, faction bonus, and or actually spend planetary requisition to have a defense force, it makes planetary requisition matter more. And in Dark Crusade, like I was saying, I don't think it really matters that much. Why bother spending on a garrison when you can just start with your full tech tree, get some high-tech units immediately, and go and win, regardless of whether you garrison with planetary requisition? Soulstorm, I think, directly improved on the planetary requisition system by making it so that there aren't nearly as powerful region bonuses, and by making it so that your buildings didn't carry over. If anything, the Sisters of Battle faction bonus with the buildings that you can add to your garrison and your attacking, the forward bases, was probably too good. And actually, I didn't use it that much until the latter half of the game, or like very late in the campaign, but the Space Marine one is also arguably maybe a little too good compared to all the other ones. I think maybe the Sisters of Battle one could be balanced by just removing the amount of forward bases you could add, but it does cost planetary requisition, at least. I really like the faction. Sisters of Battle is fun. You know, the Firebat faction, a Jabarino delight. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're done. We're through Dawn of War 1. I'm sad to see it go. I'm interested to look up some mods for Soulstorm, and hopefully they don't crash as frequently as the base game, or they fix that. I don't in the mods. I don't know, but that again. It's just like unacceptable at a certain point. But I like the game so much, I'm willing to. I don't want to say overlook it, but I'm willing to tough through it because I really enjoyed it. You know, with all that taken into consideration, Dark Crusade was probably my favorite entry because, unfortunately, Winter Assault with those income issues just made some of the missions kind of insufferable, unfortunately. That last mission was probably my favorite one in Winter Assault with all the different factions because you didn't have to worry about the income bug, and there's a lot of interesting optional objectives you could do, etc., etc. So that's my retrospective on the entire series. I don't think Soulstorm is nearly as bad for the reasons that people say it is. I think it's bad because there are technical problems with it in the modern day. Apparently, when the game released, there were a ton of technical problems that were then fixed, but now, just like this long after release, there's a ton of new ones. So I get it, why I think the community sort of disliked Soulstorm, or really disliked Soulstorm back in the day, and now we dislike it for different reasons. I'm not sure. Again, when the way that I heard people talking about Soulstorm, I expected it to be like way, way worse for a ton of different reasons. And again, other than the crashing, I kind of think it's a direct improvement over Dark Crusade for a number of reasons. There's just some minor things with like the voice acting and the strongholds, which, again, noticeable, but doesn't really impact my review of the campaign per se. Yeah, a lot of it comes down to the strategy layer and the world map and how interesting you can make it. I smashed it in Dark Crusade and Soulstorm either way, so I guess it's kind of hard for me to judge. Okay, hey, that's Dawn of War. I'm interested in looking into a new game to try out moving forward. We'll see. And thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.